I'm Melissa Sanford, and I've been studying IFS for over 24 years. And in the last couple years, I've gotten really excited about teaching very small, very intimate, 5-person IFS classes so that I can share some of my expertise and also as a support group and a space for people to come and just get in touch with their parts and practice. And I'm really happy with the structure of the classes, the way that they've as I've taught them, I've just kind of evolved the structure that I'm really enjoying. And so it's a 2-hour class, and we begin with introductions because I think safety is my top priority. And so I want everyone to feel a little bit like, oh, what kind of a group of people am I entering into? And just getting a little bit of a sense of the energy of the other people in the group. So we'll do introductions, just your name, where are you from, and, something you want other people to know about you. After that, we go inside for 3 minutes in silence. Because I'm really obsessed with safety, one of the things is I don't like to do guided meditations because I feel like sometimes they can feel coercive, or they can make some parts feel kind of unsafe because, oh, I'm not, doing what the person is saying I'm supposed to be doing. And so I don't like to set up that tension. So we just go inside in silence. You can journal or just close your eyes or just be with your parts in whatever way feels comfortable. After that, we'll come out and we'll do a check-in, and that is whatever you want to share. Just because the topic of the particular day's class may be, whatever it is, your check-in doesn't have to be about that. It could just be anything that came up when you went inside to make sure that you feel like you've spoken the things that help you arrive in the class. That's what a check-in is for. It helps us kind of drop down into ourselves and into the work. After that, I usually move into teaching. So whatever the class is, whether it's a technique or a topic, I'll do some teaching and talking about that technique or topic that we're having in the class that day. We'll have questions. People ask me questions and I'll kind of riff on them, and we'll have a good maybe usually 20 minutes at least to kind of get into the topic or the technique. After that, I always do a demo. I love doing demos because until you really see IFS in action, you don't really get it in your bones. And I really believe that the more demos we see, the deeper our work gets. I personally have seen Richard Schwartz, the founder of IFS, do over 100 demos at least, because I've done over 1,000 hours of training with him personally. So I just think that demos are one of the strongest and most powerful ways to learn IFS. On the other hand, an hour-long demo can sometimes be a lot. So this is not a demo class, like per se. It's not like a full-on 1-hour, demo that we do. It's about 20 minutes. So it's kind of like this Goldilocks amount of time where we get into the work enough to unblend from parts and deepen, but not so much that it kind of maybe taxes some parts' attention and patience and focus. So we do a 20-minute demo. After that, one of the most important aspects of the class for me is this moment right after the demo where I really want people to be safe. The person who does the demo needs to be received in an open-hearted context. So I only want people to give their heartfelt feedback for the demo, which would be, how are you resonating with it, or how are you inspired by it? Otherwise, you can just hold it, or you can put it in your journal or whatever. But that's how you receive a demo in a safe way. And so we'll do that. That's the heartfelt feedback for the demo. And then after that, once we've gone around completely, everyone's had a chance to share if they want from their heart. Then if there are any burning IFS questions about, well, Melissa, why did you ask that question or that IFS technique or whatever, then I can answer those questions. But we really split those things apart, and we make sure we do the heartfelt feedback first and then the other feedback. After that, now that we've really dropped down, because demos really drop us down, really open our hearts, really bring us into contact with our parts, then we use that spaciousness and that energy to connect with our own parts. So we do about 10 or 15 minutes of our own work. And I really want to let you know again that this is a chance for you to do your own work in your own way, at your own pace. I do not pair people up. This is not about being thrown into some kind of random encounter with a stranger with your deepest issues. No, we don't do that in my classes, okay? One of the things that I specialize in is teaching people how to do IFS on themselves, by themselves. And so this section of the class is specifically designed to use the energy of the class to help you get in your bones and in your body that sensation of, oh, I can do a little work. I can contact my parts on my own. And you can use whatever techniques work for you during this time period. A lot of people journal. A lot of people are just silent with their parts. But I also teach a 4 techniques class. So I teach techniques to use during this time period where you can externalize parts, like using the conference table, mind mapping, let your parts move the pen, or even using finger puppets to externalize parts, because I'm in love with methods for externalizing parts. But you can really use whatever you want at this time. And then after that time, we'll come back together and we'll share, what came up for us. Whatever feels comfortable. Again, that's up to your discretion, because safety is the most important thing. I don't want anybody leaving my class feeling like, oh, I have a vulnerability hangover because I shared too much, right? No. Listen to your protectors, listen to your parts, and just share what feels right. And that'll be fine. And if at any time there is something that was just too much, and you really just don't feel like you're available to share, you can just say, I need a pass. That's fine too. And so after that, if we have a little time, we might just have an open kind of discussion where we talk a little bit about the themes that came up in the class. And then we close with a word or a phrase that we're taking with us for the day. And that is the structure of the class. So I hope that helps you have a little bit better understanding of how my classes work. Like I said, they're 2 hours on Zoom. They're not recorded, and they're limited to 5 people so that everyone really has a spacious chance to share. And I'm a highly sensitive person. And so for me, these small classes are great because it's like kind of a Goldilocks size for me in terms of people. With me, that's 6 people total. So it's not too many people, but it's not too few. So I don't know. I feel like it's a nice right size. So if you're interested, you can click below and find out more about how to join some of my upcoming classes. Thanks.